All right, guys. I want to talk about getting motivated to move things in a better financial direction. There's a few things that I do, like having a whiteboard. So as you see up in the, you might be able to read it, maybe not. Up in the top corner, there's the mortgage amount that's left on the mortgage, and under that is the monthly payment. What I do is at the end of the month, I'll go what's spare in my bank account, and it's like say it's £200 in there. I'll pay an extra 200 off the mortgage. Now, what I find with that is the bank's starting to now try and charge me extra interest. I've got to look into the legalities of it because I'm not 100% sure some of it's legal. Not that I can mistrust the banking system. But the point is, that's one of the things to get motivated. Keeping something visual, you can see it, rather than go, I've got the mortgage every month. Because even the 500 extra I paid this morning, that's brought the monthly payment down by €1 a month. Doesn't sound a lot, but visually, it's less money. So that's one thing, is keep it visual. As you can see, I've still got a lot to write on here because I've been quite busy this week, but I've already got on there, on the left hand side is actually YouTube video ideas, and then the business stuff will start filling up in the bottom. Ebooks is one for me. Ebooks is something I can write stuff on the Philippines, write them on Spain, write them on the business type of stuff I do. And to be fair, in my industry, the books are quite expensive. I set up pricing books for buildings, about £400. But I can explain how to do my job well and sell that as a package, because there's no such. It's a weird job, but anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. The point being, ebooks, another thing. But how do you get motivated to that point? When you see a lot of this stuff online, they talk about using your time wisely, doing this, doing that. A is where your money's like this, and B is here. And often they write from this perspective. So, for example, I need a website, so I'm going to get somebody else to write it for me because my time's more precious. But at this point, that's viable. At this point, you may have to do it yourself. And a good example of this was I'm looking at a higher end product range for goods. So, for example, I'm tired of buying crap. Like the recent water fountain we bought. I've actually bought a water pump, and it was priced. Well, let's put it this way: it's smaller. It's about that size, the water pump, right? Off Amazon for the same price. I literally got a sump pump that's this size from the hardware store. It's junk. This thing is just crap. It's just typical cheap Chinese rubbish. So the point being is I'm thinking about doing a separate sort of development which will take time to evolve, but high-end products. I'm not on about Lamborghinis or something. I'm talking about the fact that if I order a computer keyboard or mouse, it's Logitech or Trust. That sort of stuff. It's not a case of, or like PC, Chill Blast. It's not low end stuff. It's where you're getting a product that is what it says on the tin. It's a good product, because a lot of the junk out there now, you're paying a premium and it is junk. But I know that it's going to take a while. Needs a website, needs a lot of thought, bit of product research. That goes up there, and it'll just sit on that board once I write it there to say idea. The reason I picked those and put them there is because it'll take time, investment, all that stuff, which will run into months, where I need some smaller stuff starting first. So like the ebooks, I could sit and write an ebook in 2 weeks. If I could switch off, write it for 2 weeks, ebook goes on sales, and it may not sell many. It may sell $10 a month, or it may sell $20,000 a month. No idea. But the point is, you start by going, okay, lock away, do that for 2 weeks. There's one product, bang, up there. Sells, doesn't sell. You start motivating towards your goals. Because it's a bit like YouTube videos. Although I don't keep the money because it pays the bills in the Philippines, the reality is if I stop doing the videos now, it'll still have a lot of views and general income for months, probably 2 years, before I'd have to pump the content back up again. But this gets to, I do this from a different approach to, hey, I want to sell a product, but for the channel's more just a discussion piece, but the fact is it still generates a small revenue. So you've got to sit there and go, well, how do I get motivated to do this stuff? First thing is, what gets you up out of bed in the morning? You know, it's like this morning, I was up at 7 a.m. I've got to admit where I sit, I've got the beach, I've got the sunshine. When I'm in the UK, I look out the window, it's always grey, it's always miserable, different motivations. So I fully understand that not everything is one leap. Sometimes it's a case of, why am I going to get up tomorrow morning? I want to lie in because I've had a crap work week or whatever. So how do you change that? So for example, I'll talk from my perspective because that's for me. And that's where you can sort of think, how does that fit with you? Because I can't tell you how you motivate yourself, but I can give you some of the stuff I do. So the first one is, how do I get up early in the morning? Because my body clock is actually more of an evening person. I'm more somebody who likes to get up at lunchtime, and I'll quite happily work till 2 a.m. That's my natural body clock, bizarrely. The answer is, when I'm at work, there's this noise from every angle all day long to give you a throbbing head. So by the time you finish for the day, you're just like, I hate my job. You know, there's nothing that you've been drained throughout the day, and that's not going to change because it just seems a problem in the industry generally. So I have to get up earlier. Because I get up early, I'm positive because nobody's distorted it. I haven't had all the nonsense coming in left, right and centre. I'm at an angle where I can control the situation. It's the same as I like fry up food. You know, I like having a big breakfast and stuff, but even that, I've moved to granola and Greek yogurt most of the time now because I can have that throughout the week, which I'm trying to burn this off, but it doesn't mean, oh Matt, you're becoming a monk or something. It's more a case of I can have the granola and whatever, and then it means I can go, hey, I fancy a steak tonight, or let's have a barbecue, or let's go out for a few beers. You know, it's getting things in balance, but you're offsetting one thing with a goal. So the goal is lose weight, but at the same time, the other goal is you lose weight and can still enjoy some of the stuff you did before. Everything's bite-sized. Don't assume like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to keep this up, da. You probably won't. Most people don't. What you need to do is actually realize, okay, I'm going to get up at 7 a.m. Work starts at 9 or whatever, or if it starts earlier, get up earlier. I'm going to go for a walk for 20 minutes every day. And you use that to reset. You go out, reset, think about what you want to achieve, what you want to do, how you're going to move things forward. Because one of the big problems about getting motivated is a lot of stuff is the noise, because you can't get in that right space. When I went out to the Philippines, I had that space 24/7, which meant I did a lot of stuff out in the Philippines, you know, from the building the peso vending machines to, we've got Wi-Fi ones now, to building buildings, to renting apartments, to building a call center, to having an internet cafe, to so many different, selling internet load, having the corner shop, lots and lots of different businesses, and they all made money, every single one of them. I could have been out in the Philippines forever, you know, I was already sustainable. But I'm fair on my kids. My kids come to Europe, give them education, then they can do what they want, and if my wife wants to go back to the Philippines, we'll go back to the Philippines. But to be fair, where we live in Spain, who would want to? Not being funny, we're right by the beach, and we're where a lot of people come to retire by the hundreds of thousands. So yeah, anyway, you've got to find what motivates you. Whiteboards are a good one. Vision boards are another one. Vision boards, good example for me. I haven't got a picture of it at the minute. There's a nice Mercedes I like. It's a C-Class Mercedes. Been out there, sat in it, went with the Mercedes garage, had a look at it, got it priced up, got the printout, going, right, that's how much that costs, this is this. And I don't go, right, let's have an investment plan where you're going to fleece me for cash for the next 3 years or whatever. No, I get it and go, right, that car is going to cost X. How do I get that money? Because it can't come out my wages. It comes out of this stuff. It comes out of new business ventures, new ideas, new goals. So you keep that and go, right, let's just say it's 40,000, right? £40,000. I've got to get that £40,000. But that's not priority. Because what sits under that, before I can buy that, I need to buy another property. So the actual goal is the property, because that then allows me to then focus on the car. So you're putting some rules in there. That's how I work. That you can't spoil yourself until you've earned it. You know, so when I went to the Philippines, with Oman, my work, they asked me to stay on a few extra weeks, and I'd already budgeted what I wanted out of the trip to Oman. So that ran over for a few weeks, which I thought, you know what, don't need this other money. So bought a motorbike, bought new camera gear, bought April a load of makeup and other stuff. I spent thousands because I didn't need it, and some jewellery and stuff for April, because it was spare money. I'd already got enough money in the bank for the next 2 years. Plus, this was the beginning of the call centre as well. So the point being is, you've got to set what you're doing and why. So if you're going to the gym to lose weight, why? Because something's got to motivate you to get to that point. So if you want to lose, 20 kilos, it's for that holiday in, Ibiza, or wherever you want to go. But the whole point is, that's the goal, and that's your motivation. That's got to get you to that point. So the key to all this is you've got to look at it from what is pushing you, or how are you going to push yourself. And like I said, one of the big problems you get with a lot of people out there is they don't mention when they were here. They sort of mention like here or here, but by that time, when you're here, you haven't proved it works. When you're here, you start to see things are moving. When you're here, you've already done it. You're there. You fully understand this is what's making you money. This has got you where you want. You know, it may be that you become a international weightlifter. I have no idea what your motivation is, but the point being is, once you're there, you've got to where you were going. But when you're here, you may be trying to work out what you're doing and what do you want to achieve. So for me, the main thing at the minute is, ideally, I want another 4 properties in La Mata. I want my Mercedes, and at that point, I've set April and the kids up for life. Because one of the things people talk about, pensions, like, I'm not interested in pensions. Couldn't care less. Because people, I'm still going to be working into retirement. I'll be working till I die. I'll just be moving more to what I like doing. That's the difference. Because at the moment, we're focusing on getting rid of the mortgage, we're focusing on business ideas, we're focusing on development, but the business ideas will continue right up to the day I die. The going to work in the UK and daily grind will disappear. That's where that'll shift, because I get a lot of enjoyment out of starting things and developing them and doing something, because that's the way I'm wired. I like understanding how something works, or trying to make it work, or trying to fix it, or but not everyone's got that same motivation. So this is the thing: what motivates you? What is going to get you to where you want to be? I know Stephen's keen to come out this year to come and visit Spain, and I said, look, once you come out, there's your motivation, because you go, bang, this is what I want, or whatever. It's like Ben went out, I think it was to Estonia, then went out to the Philippines. You get a different perspective, which can open your eyes outside of where you are. You can see things are different. You can understand things from different angles, because different people around the world have different perspectives, the same as you have different social levels. It's the same difference. You have a lot of things where people think completely different because of so many variables in their day-to-day lives. So all of that can make a positive impact. And one of the things I've learned over the years is to actually switch off letting things bother me, because the stuff I've seen or know about, which have been quite severe for some other people out there, and you start going, oh, something didn't happen today, we needed this by today, blah, 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 noise, and you go, did anybody die? Was anybody maimed? No. Well, I can wait till tomorrow. Nothing's that urgent. So the point is that perspective change is a positive one as well. But like I said, whiteboards are good. Understand where you want to go, and then you can start feeding into it. And I'll give you a good feeding example. So Chase Bank are doing this 1% on your purchases piece. So you open a bank account with them, they give you, I think it's a MasterCard or a Visa, but every time you buy something with it, you get 1% back. So the point is, I've set up a separate bank account where you've got my main bank account, that's my work one, and my personal one, and I transfer some of the money that I use for work into the other account, which means I've got a separate tracking account as well, which is useful for work. But it does mean that when you're paying for, say, train fare or anything else, meals, you're getting 1% back on that. Even better that the fact is I wouldn't recharge it as expenses. But the point being is you get 1%. Then now this other account that's tied in with this that you can add, which is they'll round it up. So for example, say your meal's £32.22, they'll round it up to 33. The odd bit they put into another savings account, and you can gain, I think, 4 to 5% interest on that account as well. And then they've got a interest account that I think is 4 or 5% as well, separately. So you can see there's multiple streams of your money that you already have that you can generate more money off. There's small amounts, but it builds up. A bit like the mortgage. When you see that coming down every month, whether it's the monthly payment or the total, it's a positive. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for something that goes, that's working. It's a bit like when people saying, well, the money in your bank right now, because of inflation and the interest rates going up, you're not making any extra money, you're actually losing money. And I hear that a lot lately. Here's the reality. When I look at that sort of scenario, I go, right, what's your salary at the minute? What do you make a month? And you go, well, I don't know, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, doesn't matter, right? Your savings account, if it's generated monthly, and it generates £3, and it used to be £2,000, 2,000 a month, but you've got, so your income currently is like, say, 2,000 a month, right? You can deduct that £3, because you go, it's not 2,000, I only need to earn £1,997 a month because I've got £3 on my savings. And that goes up to 10, 20. It's all about perspective. Because you can actually say, well, what I'm actually doing is make my income sustainable. I'm actually turning around and saying, got more of my savings, which means I need to work less, which means, the pressure's coming down. You've got to look at it and spin it in a positive way, because that's where motivation comes from. A lot of it is about seeing the bigger picture, or thinking, if I can get to £1,000 a month income, I can jack work because I hate my job. That's motivation. That's a goal here, and why you're doing your job, why you're turning up every day. even though you hate it. The same way, if you're struggling to get time to focus on stuff, get up early before you go into work and have everything deflating you. Do it in the morning. Get up and dedicate time to it. Set an alarm. Set it with it. I'm not going to say Alexa because she'll hear me. But you know, set some time out there to say, right, I'm going to work on it. Because most people don't. It's a bit like what happens. You have all that noise. You get home. You think, you know, I'm just going to have a beer and watch TV or whatever, and that's it. So if that's where you are, do it at the other end of the day. Same as the weekends. A lot of people don't do a lot at the weekends. Start doing stuff. Switch the TV off. It's like this morning, I probably spent about 4 hours today on videos and researching and stuff. And it's, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. So I still got most of the day, but I've been productive this morning. Paid some of my mortgage off this morning. Starting to assess what I want to do next. We're going to go and have a look at some warships in a minute, so I have to put this phone on charge. Or should we just call it Navy? Let's make it PC. We're just going to go and look at the Navy. They're not warships, they're just big grey ships with guns on them. What I want to hear though is, can you guys put what motivates you? That'd be interesting. Or why you can't get motivated. Because I want this to be more of a group exercise, and I'm thinking I'm going to open up a Discord for it, because I think it's important that one of the big problems out there is a bit like me, because I travel around a lot. I have very few direct friends, and I say direct friends in the sense I've got lots of friends around the globe, and a lot of people with similar dynamics in the sense of travel, enjoy business, do this sort of stuff. But because I don't stay static, I don't have a massive group of people. I know a lot of people are talking about they have your 5 closest friends, and that sort of whittle away to about 2 or 3. I'll say I've got a lot of very strong connections with people, but at the same time, they're not on my doorstep. They're people I've known for a long time, known them all around the world. Yeah, and you will help each other out if needed, but at the same time, we're not next door to each other. But I think the point of trying to get this motivation group going is to say, yeah, I'm working on, and it's not giving up your ideas, by the way. This is an important thing, because I'm not here to steal anybody's ideas, and I don't think anybody else on the channel will be. Well, I might be, I don't know, that's my whole point. So if you're working on a project, you can literally say, I'm working on a project, I'm trying to get motivated, and somebody will say, what type of project? And go, oh, well, supplements, or fitness, or whatever it is. And you go, okay, so why don't you feel motivated? And they might go, oh, well, I can't think of how to visualize the logo or something. It could be something simple, but someone else in the group goes, you know what, go on Fiverr, spend $60, $100 and ask somebody else to do it for you. If you ain't got the $60 or $100, let's have a bit of brainstorming. What type of people are you looking for? You know, is it a beach surfer type? Is it middle-aged mums? Whatever. Let's try and find something that could get you motivated in the right direction. That's what it's about. I mean, if I manage to generate a few millionaires out the channel and didn't make it myself, for me that's a win. Because if I've helped other people get there, that's rewarding. That's worth something. Because I'm content anyway. I've got to admit, got my house, got a great family. I've got nothing to complain about. And like it says, being abroad and getting a perspective, you become more humble and more appreciative of what you have, because you see what a lot of people haven't, and they often are a lot happier and smiley with nothing. which I know I laugh it off, but you just think, if we can't get motivated, what do you think about those guys? Because they do it in a much harsher environment. But I'll leave that video there. But I'd like for people to start getting more engaged on this stuff, because it's not about me. I will move things forward, and I'm already, this is the point, I'm still reading, I'm still researching, I'm still working on several different ideas. I think one of the first ones I'm going to do is write an ebook. And I'm probably on the Philippines originally, and then I'll span that out to moving to Spain, then some on business ideas, because there's different ones. Because a lot of people ask me about call centers, because how do they get clients? Because I'm very good at that stuff, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I really hate the call center industry. It's just not my industry. I hate, I don't like manipulative sales at all, or hardcore selling. I go into shops with earbuds on so that nobody can talk to me, so they can't approach me for sales. I just go, I can't hear you, and they'll walk off and look and stuff. But as somebody mentioned about the Sigma stuff, that is part of that stereotype, unfortunately. That is, I know what I want, I know what I'm buying, and it's very likely I engage with somebody in the store that knows a lot less than me. It's not me being arrogant, it's just reality. I mean, I remember at the airport, I was talking to the sales rep there, because obviously I love gadgets. So like here, I've got the latest Samsung Z Flip phone, but I also have the Bose headphones, and I also have the Ray-Ban Stories sunglasses, and we were just talking about, because I was just saying they just brought out the new earbud ones. I said I've just got the new ones because I had to buy Sony ones because the Bose ones had failed. They've gone back. It's took 3 months to get them sorted, but it just arrived today. And he's like, we've just got them in. And I said, yeah, I've already got those, and I've got the Sony ones, I've got the JVC ones, and I've got this. I spend a lot of money on gadgets, and that's something I already have. I've capped it. I've stopped spending money. I'm not buying any new gadgets this year, allegedly, because we're moving to a different phase. Like I said, I've been sat in this sort of lull because of the way the work situations were, COVID, where you're just stuck, and I needed to get moving again. And that's why I do this reset thing sometimes, where I'll go to bed, wake up in the morning, different day, different mentality, move it forward, keep pushing. This will be an interesting one, just to finish the video off. On Amazon, there's a series called The Patriot, and there's a bit on there where he's talking about electric fences, because there's 5 electric fences, and it's all about the pain of getting through them. I really like the series because it showed the brutality of doing those types of jobs, because they're often pushed as like a James Bond, everything goes your way type thing, not the brutality of some of the stuff that some people have to go through. But there's a bit in there, he's talking to them about the electric fences, how you're going to get through them, and it says one more. And what it is one step more, because it says once you get to the third one, you got through being electrocuted through the first 2 electric fences onto the third one, it's easier to go forward than it is back. So the way you get through it is one step more. So the point is, even being electrocuted and stuff, it's just like one more step, one more step, one more step. Just push, push, push. And eventually you get to a point where things go from here to here to here. And that's what we're looking at. We're here, one step more. You push it forward. You need to motivate. That's why this is about the motivation, because you need to get from here to here. That bit is the hardest bit. This bit, much easier, much, much easier. Just don't give all your rights to Amazon or somebody else. Retain whatever you're producing. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.